Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have David. David is from California in the USA. So let's see what David has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello,
Good morning.
good morning, David. How are you?
I'm doing great, William. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this morning for the interview. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me. This is so cool.
Amazing. So tell me, how's your morning going so far?
It's going great. I slept in today because it's my day off, and I made some breakfast, and I just got ready to be here with you.
Amazing. Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
Um, I think more of a day person. Usually, if I stay up too late, I get a little cranky.
Tell me where you're from, David.
I'm from San Diego, California, but right now I'm living in Los Angeles.
Right. And why the changing for San Diego to Los Angeles?
I'm an actor by trade, and so I wanted to move closer to Los Angeles so that I could be here for auditions and filming opportunities.
How far is San Diego from Los Angeles?
Without any traffic, it's probably like 2 hours, but usually there's some backup on the freeways, and so it'll take you probably about 2.5 or 3 hours.
It's not that far. It's quite close.
Yeah.
And all your family are back in San Diego?
Yes, my parents live in San Diego, and then my family and I were from the Czech Republic and Slovakia. So my parents they live in San Diego, but then all of my extended family they live over in Europe.
That's why when I saw your surname, I was like, okay, I need to ask him if he got some connection with East European countries.
Yes, very much so.
But you're born in the US.
Yes, I was born in Ohio when my dad was going to grad school there.
I see. So tell me a little bit about your career as an actor. Tell me the journey, how everything started.
Yeah, it started when I was 12. My mom and I were shopping somewhere. I think we were in Walmart or somewhere, and a lady came up to us and she was like, "Hi, I don't know if your son has ever considered acting or anything, but like we're doing this audition down in San Diego for kids, and here's my card. Like, come on down. It's in a couple of days." And so I went down there and I did it, and it was like a commercial type of thing, and then the ball kind of just got rolling from there. This agent lady, she kind of helped us find acting classes, and she told us a little bit about how things work in general. And so I just kind of started doing it from there, and I've been doing it since then for the last 15 years. Just doing I started doing like films and commercials first, and then I got into doing theater work, and then after kind of around when the pandemic really locked everybody inside, I went back to doing films again because it was
Mhm.
possible to do filming, but it really wasn't possible to do stage productions where people are breathing on each other and singing at each other and stuff. So yeah, it's been kind of a crazy journey, but I'm pretty happy with like where I'm at right now.
Amazing, amazing, David. Right, so before we start our journey within the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Something interesting about myself. I speak four languages. I speak English, Czech, Slovak, and conversational Spanish.
Wow, wow, wow. Which one you feel more comfortable talking, and which one you feel like more talking and writing, and you feel more, let's say, confident with the language?
Probably English. I use it all day at work and here in America, obviously. But then whenever I talk with my parents, I'll speak Czech or Slovak with them so that I can keep practicing it because I don't want to lose it just because I'm living here, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
David, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I'm very excited to go on that journey.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Full of random questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question. Okay, let's do it. Okay, David. Just before we start the game, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Sounds good.
First question for you is, tell us a funny story or a moment that happened to you when you were a child at school.
Okay. Okay. When I was in kindergarten, I was about 5 or 6 years old. I think it was the second day of school, and this was my first grade going into school, and so I was really still learning how this works and like what is the level of discipline expected by the teacher. And so it was the end of the school day, and all of us kids were sitting around in a circle. Uh, and I was talking with my friend next to me, and it's the second day of school, but it's kindergarten, so you make friends like crazy fast. And I'm talking to him, and then I look around and I realize that I don't know where my teacher is. I can't see her. And I start to think like, oh, maybe she's not here. And so I'm talking with my friend. We start messing around and getting loud and stuff. And he's like, shh, like, don't, we're gonna get in trouble. And I confidently stood up and shouted into the classroom that the teacher's gone. And all of a sudden, my kindergarten teacher stands up from behind her desk. She was back there looking for something, I guess. And she just gives me this like death glare. And I felt my soul sink into my pants. And we had a card system where you turned your card if you were bad. So I turned my card, and then she sent me to sit outside by myself for the rest of the day, like the last
Wow.
10 minutes or so. And at the time, that was just the biggest shame that I could think of experiencing.
Did you like school overall?
I did. I did, yeah.
See. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, David from Los Angeles. Next question is, if you were in a circus, which character would you like to be and why?
If I was in a circus, I would want to be one of the high flyers. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's the ones who swing back and forth above everything.
Uh-huh.
I grew up watching Batman, the animated series, and the first Robin was a high flyer from the circus. And
Why?
so I think I would want to learn how to do that. And whenever I've seen it, either in person or in videos, it just seems like there's so much grace involved in doing that and so much like connection. And so, if I could conquer the fear of being that high and doing these crazy tricks and stuff, I feel like it would be like a surreal type of experience to do that.
I love watching those, those performers, but I get very nervous because, if they don't have the net, even worse. Oh my God, I cannot watch it. If they have the net, it's still okay. I can still look, appreciate, but it's still scared. But if there's no net, like for protection, oh my goodness, it's a nightmare for me to watch those shows.
They're putting their lives on the line. It's crazy.
I know it's crazy. Like any slight mistake could be something, terrible. But yeah, that's I think what they got used to. I think it's something so natural for them.
Yeah.
Next one. David, before the next question, tell me what's the best part of acting? What is the biggest joy of it for you? And also the flip side, what's the biggest challenge?
the best part of acting is when you get to do it. Whether that means that you're on set for a film, or if you're rehearsing with like a scene partner, or if you're in a play, like you're in rehearsals. Um, it just, it's very rewarding, and you feel like in the moment you are putting in, or sorry, you're using all of the tools and things that you've learned on your journey. And so it's very gratifying. And it feels great. The flip side of it, I think a lot of actors, like, they'll say rejection is very difficult. Um, I think for me, maybe the most difficult part of the acting process is when it's quiet, because there will be times when you don't get any auditions. You don't have friends hitting you up being like, hey, like, do you want to be in my movie, or like, I have a small part you could play. Basically when it's quiet, because then it's sometimes difficult to keep creative. um so in those moments, actually, the pandemic was a bit of a blessing, because obviously everything shut down and it was quiet. And so I started writing my own films. And then I was the one who would text my friends, be like, hey, like, I wrote this script. Can we get together and shoot it? And so I think that I found a way of sort of dealing with those quiet times. It's like, okay, I'm acknowledging the fact that right now nothing's moving, and that's okay. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to stay creative. I'm going to hit up my actor friends who maybe they're not busy right now too. So let's get busy together.
Tell me something. As you say about there are some periods that is quite quiet, yeah, in the industry. Tell me, there is like a certain time of the year, or it can happen anytime. It doesn't matter. It's not like a certain time that's always quiet.
I think I think a time of year that's almost always quiet is just like in general around the holidays.
Ah, okay.
Um, Kind of like when in America, when Thanksgiving hits, like end of November through New Year's, it's a little quiet, for understandable reasons. And then beyond that, like, sometimes it'll just like randomly go dead, and there's like, you can't control that. Um, and sometimes it might be dead for you, but other people are getting auditions. And so in those situations, I think it's really important to, be happy for your friends and be happy for those people who are going out and working, because you know that there will come a time when you get busy and they're chilling out, resting. So it's very cyclical in that way. Yeah.
And do you believe that Los Angeles is the right place to be in the industry?
For me, it is.
Mhm.
My family, we live here in California, and I couldn't imagine leaving them behind.
I see.
Like, let's say going to New York and then they stay here on the West Coast. I couldn't do that. Um, that being said, there are a lot of places in America where people can go and make an acting career. Um, there's obviously Los Angeles, New York. Now there's Chicago, and Atlanta has been getting really huge lately for business.
Mhm.
So I think in this day and age, there are more places than before where people can go be an actor.
I see. Okay. Next question is, what is the most romantic thing someone has ever done for you?
The most romantic thing someone has ever done for me. Hmm. uh,
Do you consider yourself a romantic person?
yeah, I would say so. I would say so. It's always a balance with me being a little cynical and then also being romantic. So, it's a bit of a balance. Um, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the most romantic thing someone's ever done for me, but it was very sweet and very romantic. There was a time when I was seeing this girl who lived in Los Angeles and I lived in San Diego, and I would kind of like take the train, the Amtrak, to get to see her. Um, And then there was one, it was on the weekends always, and I would take the train up to see her. And I came to her house, and she greeted me at the door. She brought me in the house, into the kitchen, and there was like food ready that she'd made because she knew I was coming.
Oh,
So yeah, man, it was just one of those things where I was
me.
like, this is really special. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to
It,
curse on
it's
here or not.
okay, not a problem. I think cooking for someone, it's very special. Do you know what I mean? Spend their time, put everything together just for the special occasion. It's a special touch. I think, it's something that's a big foodie. So for me, it's like, wow. For
Yeah.
me, like, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
because that
sweet.
person took the time and like they put their good energy into
Yeah.
making that food. So it's just like, ugh.
Oh, amazing. Next one, David. Let's do it. Next question is, what did you want to be growing up?
I wanted to be Batman. I wanted to be Batman so badly, and I was serious about it. I would tell my parents, I was like, okay, mom and dad, like I'm gonna get like either a house or an apartment, and I'm gonna build like a secret room within the floor plan so that that'll be like my cave until I get an actual bat cave, you know? And my parents were like, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, And I was telling them, I was like, I'm gonna have like a pet bat. I'm gonna like put him in a cage and like put him in my secret room. I'm gonna have a computer that's gonna be hooked into like police scanners. I mean, I felt like I had it so thought out. Um, and yeah, so that's when I was like a little kid. And then, excuse me, when the acting stuff came around, and I sort of realized that that was possible as a job. My mom told me, she was like, like, you remember when you always said you wanted to be Batman? Like, as an actor, that is a possibility. Like, you could
Oh,
be Batman by being an actor. And I think that was one of the things that solidified it for me, where I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do with my life.
it's interesting saying that to make me remember about situation in my life as a child. At school, I remember sometime teacher they were giving us like those, questionnaire with like random questions, yeah, like just to fill up with random questions, personal questions. And there was a question there saying, "What did you like to be when you're growing up?" Guess my answer. I wrote down Michael Jackson. Next day, next day she kind of collect all of them. The next day she came, she called me at her desk. Said, "William, come here." I said, "Oh, okay. Did you understand this question?" I said, "Yes, I understood." And she was like, "But why did you put Michael Jackson?" I said, "Because I want to be Michael Jackson when I grow up." She was like, I think she tried to explain to me that he was a performer, he was a singer, but I said, no, 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 I would like to be Michael Jackson. I don't remember much more, but I have a memory that my mom talking about that with me at home. I think she contacted my mom to try to explain to me somehow. You know what I mean? To explain that because I remember having a conversation with my mom at home about it, but I don't remember like details. I remember her calling me her desk. I remember at home as well having this kind of conversation, but they didn't change my mind. I was so sure that when I grew up, I wanted to be Michael Jackson.
That's such a strange thing for your teacher to get hung up on. It's not like you failed a test. Like, you
Yeah,
just said you want to be a DJ.
but actually it wasn't a test. I think she was just trying to explain to me that I couldn't be him. Do you know what I mean? I think she was
Oh,
trying. Yeah, it wasn't like in a negative way. But I remember that I was so stubborn. I said, no, I would like to be Michael Jackson when I grow up. But you know what I mean? But we had this conversation. But at the time, I remember, they didn't get out of my head because I was so like, I remember seeing him dancing and perform. I was like, oh my god, that's where I want to be when I grow up. Anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, it made me remember that. Saying that, did your parents always support you regarding your career?
Yes, that is a hard, resounding yes. When I was still a teenager, my dad would drive me from San Diego to Los Angeles for auditions. He had a job where he was able to take time off of work and then catch up like at home or whatever. And so yeah, he would straight up like pick me up from school, take me to Los Angeles for an audition. Anytime there was filming, he would take me to set, and sometimes like my mom would come too. And yeah, I'm very, very fortunate in that I feel like my parents never doubted that I could do something with this. So I'm very, very lucky that way.
Wow. I think having the support of our parents, it's a big plus for in our career, because you know that they are there for you. If it goes wrong or if something, that they are there, they are supporting you, they are by your side. I think it's a big difference. Sure.
Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Next question is, what do you like the most about yourself?
That's tough. I mean, only because, I guess I don't really think about it that way. Um, I know that as a person, I'm very loyal. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
very loyal friend. I'm a very loyal partner. Um, so I think that is a good quality that I have. I mentioned my cynicism earlier, so I think it takes me a little while to trust someone. But for me, I feel like once that trust has been built, I'll go to the ends of the earth for that person to either help them or make sure they're okay, whatever the situation might be.
I see. All right. I have 3 questions left for you, David. Let's do it. But before the next question, tell me a moment in your career that you go like, you know what? I'll never forget that moment. That's a moment that for some reason it will always have a special place in your heart.
Um, there was a short film that I did when I was about 16, and it was set it was set during the Civil War, the American Civil War. And so we were wearing period costumes. I was wearing like a Union soldier uniform, and the other person in the film, he was playing a Native American, and so he was wearing full Native American garb. And the film, it was about a Union soldier who runs into a Native American in the forest when he's lost. And it's kind of like a misunderstanding where both people think that the other one wants to hurt them. So anyway, that was kind of the film. But the very the very very first shot of this film, the director wanted to do a scene where my character trips at the top of a hill and then rolls down the hill. And it's kind of this moment of the character being like, "Oh my God, I'm so lost. I'm so beyond hope." And so that was the first shot of the day. And being a short film, I had to do the rolling myself, which was awesome. It was so much fun. But we kept doing it over and
Oh
over
my
and
God.
over again. And the director, he was like, okay, the first couple times, he was like, let's go for a rehearsal. I was like, okay, rehearsal. So I rolled down the hill, and then we do it again and again. And then I remember somebody in the crew being like, "Hey, are we filming this?" And he's like, "No, we'll film it when we film it." I
Oh
was
my God.
like, "Why aren't you filming? Like, it's the rehearsal, it could be the right take or whatever, you know?"
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, maybe like the fifth or sixth time when I rolled down the hill, I got down to the bottom of it, and my mom was actually waiting there at the bottom of it just to make sure I didn't keep rolling or hit myself. And she like stopped my fall, and I looked at her and I was like, "Mom, I don't feel so good."
Of course. Oh my God. It did. How about the final cut? Everything went well in the end. They got the right shot and everything was cool.
I think so. I know for a fact that we did like 4 rehearsals where they didn't film it, and then they filmed it like twice, I think, or maybe 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
um yeah, like in the end the film ended up looking really good. And I'm still in like Facebook contact with the other actor who played the Native American, so I get to see like how his life is. And he's married now with a bunch of kids and stuff, so it's cool that I sort of got that connection out of the film.
I'm feeling a bit teased now. Just kind of picture yourself doing the scene like several times. I feel a little bit like sick as well, like you at the time.
I'm so sorry. So sorry, William.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just like, I get into it. You know what I mean? When my guest is
Yeah.
telling me the stories, I just can picture myself like looking. Anyway, next question for you is: what does your friends, what does your best friends they do that comforts you the most?
Gotcha. I have a very dear friend. He's my best friend from college. We
Mhm.
both we both came up through the acting program in college. His name is Max, and uh, he lives kind of like more north up in LA, and I live more south in LA, and so we don't get to see each other very often, but we stay in touch with like text and Instagram and things like that, and we always see kind of what the other one is up to. And I think the comfort in that friendship is in that it doesn't really matter how long it's been since we've seen each other or hung out. When we do hang out, for me, it feels like no time has passed, and it
Mhm.
feels very comfortable to just be like, hey, like, what have you been up to? Like, I saw this, I saw this, I saw this. Like, tell me more. Like, I want to hear all the things, you know? And so I think there's a deep comfort in that friendship, in that it's not dependent on contact. Like, we can not see each other, and every time we get together, it's like no time has passed at all.
He's in the acting business as well.
He is. He does mostly theater and musical theater, but he is slowly but surely adding film and television work into his repertoire.
See, two questions left. Let's do it.
All right.
Before the next question, tell me if someone come up to you say, David, you need to choose from now on in your career to work only in theater or in, let's say, in movies, yeah, like TV. What would you choose?
I would choose movies.
Tell me why.
I would choose movies because I think there are. So I love theater, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with movies, you have more opportunity to play more characters, and also to do more types of scenes. Like, if you were in a theater play, you would be doing the same play, same character for, let's say, 8 weeks or maybe longer, depending on how long the run is. And then with film, if you're going from project to project, those are
Mm-hmm.
all different types of characters that you can just sort of pop in and pop out. And you know, hopefully one day I could be on some kind of series where maybe I'm playing the same character consistently, but that character gets to experience a whole show's worth of life. And I think that would be so cool, because you get to sort of take this person you've molded as an actor and then put them in different situations and see all the different sides of that person. So I think with that, with film having more of those chances, I think that would be more fulfilling overall.
I see. All right. Next question is tough question now. If someone gave an envelope with your death date inside of it, would you open it or not?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Um, hmm. And we're sure that that date is the date.
Yes.
I would, oh man. Okay, as of right now, I would say I would open it. Um, because I guess there are, in certain ways I live my life somewhat cautiously. There are certain things that I just wouldn't do because I'm trying to think long term. But if I open the envelope and it says, you've got a month, then I'd be like, well, no holds bar. Like, okay, if this is real, I got 1 month. I got to get these, 10 things done before I got
Yeah.
to go. So, yeah, I think I'd want to know how much time I have to try to get in the things that I'd like to do with my life before one day it's gone.
I must say, I would be very tempted to open, but I think I'm not brave enough for that. Yeah, it's interesting, this question. Ready for the last one?
Yes, sir.
Last question. Before the last question, would you like you to tell me, let's say you have the biggest budgets in the world, you have the superpower of choosing anyone to play let's say in a project, in something that you're working on, you created in a short movie, could be anything, that you can pay anyone to be your mom, you can choose anyone to be your dad, and anyone to be your romantic partner. Yeah. And also you can pay the boss, the director, the producer to put everything together. Who those people would be?
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so dream team. If I had to build the dream
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, you got the power.
For a director, I would hire Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
He directed the Dark Knight trilogy. I think he's a fantastic director, and I think that he always brings really great ideas to his projects. So that would be amazing. To play my father, I would want to hire either Hugh Jackman or Christian Bale. Both of those are my two favorite male actors. I think either one of them, they're so different, but they do such amazing work. For my mom in the film, oh my goodness. Huh. Okay, I'll come back to that.
Okay.
But to hire someone to play my romantic partner in the film, hands down, I would hire Margot Robbie to play my romantic partner in the film. Um, I saw her, I've seen her as Harley Quinn. I'm a big fan of her as Harley Quinn. She was just in a great film called Babylon, where she plays like an up and coming actress in the 20s. She's just fantastic, and she's absolutely gorgeous. So I mean,
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
yeah. And someone to play my mom. Oh my God, I would want to hire Vera Farmiga to play my mom. I discovered her when I watched Bates Motel. She played Norman Bates's mother, and
Mm-hmm.
not only is she an amazing actress, but she's also gorgeous, and she's such a smart actor. She just makes these incredible choices, and so yeah, I think, okay, so here we go. Christian Bale as my dad, Vera Farmiga as my mom, Margot Robbie as my love interest, Christopher Nolan directing, hitting theaters this summer.
With the biggest sales of the year, the biggest move of the year. Imagine all together. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Grabbing the Oscar for Best Picture. Bam.
I'll be there clapping in the first row, okay?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Before the next question, can you do accents?
I can, yes.
Yeah? Okay, which accent do you feel more comfortable doing it?
I'm pretty comfortable doing like a southern
Okay.
accent.
Okay, I'd like you to answer the last question with your best southern accent, okay? Let's
I'll
do
do
it.
my best.
Last question is, what makes you the happiest?
Oh, what makes me the happiest? I have discovered in my late 20s that what makes me filled with joy is being with my family and being in the company of my friends and people that I love. For a long time, I considered myself a little bit of a loner, but there is something special about sort of gathering people at your place or just being with them and sharing in the good energy that goes around when people get together. And even when I've also discovered that when there's no plan, sometimes it's the best, because the best and randomest things come out of those situations. So I think what fills me with joy is my family and being with my friends.
Amazing.
Thank you, sir.
All right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. One word for
Okay.
family.
Home.
Money.
Evil.
Love.
Hate.
Life.
Flowers.
Sex.
Joy.
Politics.
Corruption.
Religion.
Unnecessary.
Fear.
Necessary.
Friendship.
Family.
Desire.
Lust.
Regret.
Present.
Success.
Desired.
Wish.
Family.
Happiness.
Freedom.
One word for San Diego.
Beautiful.
One word for Los Angeles.
Unique.
USA.
Varied.
Okay. The last one now, acting. One word.
Purpose.
Let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee and I'm going to ask your best friend. Tell me the most beautiful thing about David and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your best friend would say.
My best friend would say that that David is very loyal and that David is dependable. That that when David was needed, that he did everything he could to help out, and there is an openness in that friendship that sort of creates this reliability. Things that David could work on. David could work on his communication skills. Sometimes I'm gonna cut out the third person here. I sometimes I don't tell my friends what's going on in terms of negative stuff until after it's passed. And I have heard from friends in the past that, like, why didn't you tell me? You know, why didn't you call me? And I've always said, you know, well, I didn't want to be a burden and stuff. And they're like, you're not a burden, like you're our friend or whatever. And so I am very much trying to reach out to people who are dear to me when I need them, rather than after I've muscled through my problem, because I'm learning slowly but surely that kind of thing, that's the stuff that builds deeper, better relationships, rather than making sure that things are good all the time.
If I would ask the same question to your parents, would be the same answer?
I think the negative, possibly, yeah. I'm very open with my parents, so they usually know what's going on. But even with them, there have been times in my life where I have waited a little too long to tell them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't tell them until I'm sort of wrapped up in the middle of it, and so there's that. The positive, I think that my parents, if I could speak for them, I would say that they appreciate that I'm very dedicated to them, that I'm very dedicated to our little family here in the US. And when I was studying musical theater in college, like, there was a chance that I would move to New York and go pursue musical theater in New York, but I didn't, because I wanted to stay here. So I think that they appreciate that I haven't just kind of become an adult, left the nest, and left them behind in my dust.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. Let's play now, David, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But right, before asking the question, tell me your favorite Czech word, your favorite Slovak words, and your favorite Spanish words.
Oh my goodness. Um, my favorite Spanish word as of right now is mande. Um, I I I just kind of learned it recently because I was speaking with one of my Spanish speaking coworkers, and they asked me a question in Spanish I didn't understand, and I was like, "¿Qué?" And they were like, "No, no que, that's rude." And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry." They're like, "No, you say Monday," and then I just repeat what I said, you know. So now whenever anybody says something too quickly or I don't understand it, I'm like, "Oh, Monday," and then they're like, they say it slower. Um, Favorite Czech word? I would say it's a zmrzlina. It's how you say ice cream in Czech.
Amazing.
Uh, and Slovakian word. Hmm. Uh, there's a. May I share a phrase in
Yeah,
Slovakian?
absolutely.
Because a phrase comes to mind. It's something that my dad always says. It's nedaj sa ani keby sa čo robilo. And what it means is never give up no matter what's happening, or never give up no matter what happens. And
Wow.
that is something that sort of plays in my head when bad goes down, you know. Sometimes you just gotta grit your teeth and handle it. And that's, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. You can ask me a question now.
I would love to. William, my question for you is, if money was no obstacle, where in the world would you want to retire? Anywhere in the world. And while retired, what kind of hobbies would you want to work on?
What a beautiful question. My God, over 800 interviews, nobody asked me this question. Wow, this.
Yes, glad to hear it.
Okay, so where I would retire? Oh my God. Okay, the first thing that came to my mind is Switzerland. Yeah, I'll tell you why. I think being in touch with the nature, Switzerland is a place I've been there, and I just felt like, oh my God, I could be here in a quieter life, being quiet, you know what I mean? Like having this connection with nature, seasons, can be very cold or, summertime. And, the air there, somehow I felt like was fresher. I just felt this. I don't know. I just felt so happy there the times I've been there, and I was like, oh my God, I could literally. And I was with a friend of mine, and it was Geneva, the French side, and I remember we had a scooter, so he kind of was outside the city, just like checking some farms around. We went to meet his friends, and we stopped in some like small little restaurants, like could have a coffee or something. And I felt the simplicity there, this quiet place, beautiful. I could I could see the mountains, the other side, the mountains. Like my God, I think that's a place that I would like to, when my life gets quieter, you know what I mean? I go like, okay, you know what? I could spend some time here. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a place. The second part of the question is what I would enjoy, which kind of thing I would enjoy doing it. Okay, that's going to be very easy as well. I would find a way for me to be doing some activities involving animals. Yeah, that I could be helping something with animals, be in touch with them, take 3-4 times a week, go in there, spend some time there doing anything, any kind of job they would give to me just to be in touch with them. I would be happy. And of the nature as well. I think I would be spending a lot of time in sitting down in a bench, like in the middle of the forest or in the middle of somewhere that I could hear like a lake or something, water close to me, and just spend some time reading a book or something that connect with the animals as well. So I think I would be busy doing something with the animals at the same time as well, have some quiet time close to nature. So that will be my retirement dream.
That sounds amazing. Everything you just described sounds incredibly peaceful
Oh
and calm.
yes, I think you know very well, live in big cities like London, LA, those cities, you know what I mean? Which is amazing. I enjoy, I love a lot. But at the same time as well, when you go to those quieter places, you go like, it's like it changes you, like somehow you put yourself in that, you know, you kind of transport yourself to the environment where you are, and you feel happy as well somehow. You can kind of disconnect it. You know what I mean? Live in big cities, when you go to those places, it's like, wow. You know what I mean? I feel like,
Yeah.
my goodness, that's a place. So yeah, that'll be my dream time of, retiring quiet. That's for sure.
Very cool. Nice.
David, did you enjoy the interview?
I did. This was excellent. And thank you for being such a gracious host.
Oh, thanks so much for being so open and kind, and also to accept my invitation as well. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
Yes. May I share a quick reason why I love this?
Yeah.
So this is a quote about courage. And there was a short moment in my life where I felt great fear about acting and about moving forward with it, and also having the ability to do it. Yeah. Anyway, that was many years ago now, but this is a quote that sort of has stuck with me. So, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is being afraid and pressing forward anyway.
Wow. I always tell something with me. If you feel scared of doing something, do it, because it's a good sign. It's a good sign. It's something that, okay, I always think about that. Go feeling scared. If you feel like, just go, just do it. You know what I mean? It's a good sign. That's how I see it. Thanks so much. Regards to your family and to your friends, and you keep in touch. Okay. It was a pleasure, David. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, William. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.